We're gonna try something a little different today. You see, sometimes I have an idea for a script, but don't get it done in time for it to be relevant. But it still keeps itching at the back of my brain to the point I just need to get it out there. It may be something I feel strongly about or something I just want to share. This time, it's the former. So, let's talk about Bob from Stranger Things. Spoilers, obviously. Bob Newby was introduced in Season 2 of Stranger Things as Joyce Byers' love interest. He was a sweet, funny guy who cared about Joyce and her kids and ultimately gave his life trying to help them. He's first introduced making a joke about the Halloween decorations as an excuse to make out with Joyce at work.
Do you happen to have these in any other colors?
But when she says she has to get back to it, he immediately accepts it. He doesn't push, he doesn't try to get her to stay in the back room. And as he's leaving...
Hey, look! A green one.
That was genuinely funny. These two were adorable. And it was clear Bob cared about Will and Jonathan. Even when they thought he was lame, he tried to connect with them. He gave Will some solid life advice. He lent the boys his camera for trick-or-treat. He warned them to be careful with it, but when they returned it back scratched up, he didn't immediately jump to anger. Instead, he reviewed the footage to see that Will had been pushed around by some bullies, and him sending the footage to Joyce ends up giving her a much-needed clue about what Will's been dealing with. When the Upside Down started manifesting in Will, Joyce enlisted Bob's help without telling him everything that was happening. And even though Bob clearly thought things were strange, he agreed to help without knowing all the details because, again, he genuinely cared about Joyce and her kids. As things got more serious, he was brought more into the loop, and he kept finding clever solutions to their problems. And then he died, was killed, right in front of Joyce, in a truly gruesome and traumatizing fashion. His sacrifice earned him Will and Jonathan's respect and left a heartbroken Joyce behind. I really liked the shot of Joyce and Hopper sharing a smoke outside the dance in the season finale. It was a nice, quiet moment between two people who'd experienced great loss in their lives and could find comfort in each other. And a nice reminder that not every single hetero relationship in every piece of media has to be a romance. And then... Season 3. Season 3 came along and I couldn't believe. They weren't really going to write a romance between Joyce and Hopper, were they? I never bought into a romance between these two. The child stars had more chemistry than they did. Not to mention, this exchange was just embarrassing.
Either quit your bickering, or pull over, tear off those clothes, and get it over with already!
Ah yes, because we all know that if a joke worked one time, then doing it again, and bigger, is guaranteed to be even funnier. Apparently, Winona Ryder and David Harbour both liked the idea of a romance between their characters, but that did not translate to their performance, at least not for me. Honestly, Hopper's repeated attempts to ask Joyce out after she continued to express her disinterest made me supremely uncomfortable. Dude, she gave you an answer. Let it go. But what really pushed me over the edge was this.
Because God forbid any of us move on.
You. You. You don't get to decide when someone is ready to move on. Lest we forget, Joyce's first husband was an abusive drunk, and then she met Bob, who was kind and sweet and funny. They were adorable and watched movies on the couch together. And then he died in front of her and she had to be dragged away kicking and screaming. And yeah, I'm definitely projecting onto this. I don't fall in love easily. I couldn't imagine finding someone I wanted to spend the rest of my life with and then losing them so suddenly. And then being told I wasn't moving on fast enough? Nah, dude. You can go eat shit, Hopper. And then he dies in the end. But it's okay because death is meaningless in modern fiction in general. I honestly don't understand how they thought Hopper's appearance in the trailer was some big shocking reveal. They telegraphed that he was alive so hard at the end of Season 3. I like Stranger Things. I love 80s nostalgia, and I like how they worked that nostalgia into the story. Like the new arcade opening in Season 2 and the new mall being a focal point in Season 3. I really like the concept of the Upside Down, and the Christmas light wall from the first season is iconic. The characters are well written and lovable. The actors are fantastic. I was especially impressed with the child stars right from the beginning. Millie Bobby Brown turned in a truly haunting performance of an abuse survivor, with the writing never treating her like a helpless waif. And Steve Harrington is a national treasure. But I definitely had more problems with Season 3 than the previous two. And the more time passes, the less excited I am about seeing the story continue. I'm sure I'll watch Season 4 when it's released, apparently at some point this year, but the spark is definitely gone. Let me know your thoughts on Stranger Things. Are you excited for Season 4? What did you think of the way Joyce and Hopper's relationship was handled? Thanks again for watching, and as always, I'm eternally optimistic, and I'll catch you guys next time. I really liked the shot of Joyce and Hooper